Hey guys, what is up? Today I'm going to be doing a trailer review and breakdown. Now yesterday, the official Marvel's Avengers Infinity War trailer released. I was so hyped and I watched it and it was pretty cool. It does not reveal too much and it reveals just the right amount. So I'm going to be talking about the posters that come out before Avengers Infinity War and the trailer itself. So let's start with this poster over here. It is the 3-part poster that you had to put together and it confirms many big characters. Iron Man, obviously, Captain America, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. Then in the middle we also get to see Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet and below him the Black Order. But on his Infinity Gauntlet we have all 5 Infinity Stones found. But I believe this poster covers both movies, Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. I'll tell you guys that why when we look at the trailer. Then we go over to Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair did this cool 10-year anniversary thing for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And on their magazine covers, I believe, they put a group of superheroes. If this confirms, or if these superheroes are for Avengers Infinity War, then it actually confirms a bit more than the original poster. For example, here we have Tom Holland as Spider-Man, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, and Pepper Potts. I do not know her actor's name, but if this confirms, that means Pepper Potts is in Avengers Infinity War, and she probably plays a big role for Tony Stark. Then the next cover we see Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, and T'Challa the Black Panther. So Mark Ruffalo, there's no change in him. He's going to be the Hulk anyway, but he does have a haircut from Thor Ragnarok, as I saw in the trailer. I still haven't watched Thor Ragnarok yet, guys, so I still have to do that, and I will do a movie review. I know it's going to be a late one, but I hope it's a good movie. Then we have Paul Rudd in his new suit, which I actually saw in a poster of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But if this confirms that he's in Infinity War, I am happy for that. Then Elizabeth Olsen looks the same, Scarlet Witch looks the same, and Black Panther's suit, I do not know if it's the one from Black Panther. It could not be the gold one, but it could be the one from Civil War. Then the next one is Tony Stark, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Black Widow, and the Falcon. So Thor has a haircut, he has his new suit, and Mjolnir. I do not know where he gets Mjolnir from. As I saw in the trailer, I believe it gets broken by Hela. Black Widow is actually blonde. So it's a cool change, you know, I'm fine with it. Tony Stark got a new armor, I believe. And the Falcon looks the same. Then in the last one, we have Captain America, Vision, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, Don Cheadle as War Machine, and Hope Pym, the Wasp. Hope Pym's suit is actually, I don't know, it is from the poster from Ant-Man and the Wasp, or it could be from the post-credit scene from Ant-Man. Then Don Cheadle, he looks the same, his suit is probably the same. Captain America looks the same, but he's wearing his Winter Soldier outfit. I do not know why. And Vision looks the same, but Hawkeye, I believe, because of his new haircut, he's a certain character in the comic books called Ronin. So I'm excited about this. Maybe he'll be more involved in Infinity War, which I really like because Hawkeye is one of my favorite characters. Then on the Marvel Instagram page, we got this poster of a giant A, an Infinity and May 4th, which is Star Wars Day, guys. May the 4th. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And what I like about this poster, it doesn't say war, it just says Infinity, so I don't know about that. But the color scheme, like all the bright colors, we've seen these colors in the MCU represent space, for example, in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1 and 2, and in Thor Ragnarok. So this, I believe, the Avengers are going to be in space. So then let's get started with the trailer. So we see a planet which I have not seen before in the MCU, and Nick Fury says this: I wanted to put a team together. And then we jump over to this scene, and it's Hulk. He looks shocked. He fell from a high area and through the floor. And it looks like he's back on Earth from Thor Ragnarok. Then looking over him, we see Doctor Strange and Wong. Now this confirms 3 big characters for Avengers Infinity War. And as you can see in the hole in the ceiling, we know that he fell from the sky, man. He fell from the sky. So, right, then we jump over to a small apartment and we see something very shocking. Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, confirmed in the movie, there we go. And next to her is actually a human form of Vision. I don't know where he got hair from, guys. But this proves that they actually, after Civil War, they had a relationship. Then we go to Wakanda, which will be revealed in Black Panther. We see Mark Ruffalo standing next to the Hulkbuster arm, and he's trying to fix it. But he's shocked at someone in front of him. And I believe the next shot is Black Widow looking at him. She's now blonde, she's confirmed in the movie, and I wanted to see this reunion for a long time. Because the last these two saw each other was after Age of Ultron, and that was a long time ago. Yeah, that is a long time ago. So this reunion is probably a good thing. Then we go back to where Hulk fell from the sky, okay? And I believe Tony Stark gets word that his friend is back, Hulk is back, and he comes here. He meets Doctor Strange and Wong, and all of a sudden something happens. They're all shocked and they look towards the door. Everyone is running and screaming on the streets. So Tony Stark goes to look over and we do not know what's on the street, but then we get this. Finally, in the MCU, we have spider sense, guys. So Peter Parker's hair stands up and he looks over the bus, out the bus window, and he sees this. So this is like a circle spaceship type portal thing that is probably going to bring Thanos and the Black Order to Earth. So then we see back to that main group with Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Mark Ruffalo, and Wong, and they're looking surprised at something. And I bet it's probably that portal spaceship thing. Okay, then we go over to a place that has a lot of dead corpses, and somebody is walking over them. And directly after that, we see Loki, okay, so I believe is also a villain in this movie, handing over the Tesseract, the Space Stone, to someone, which could be probably Thanos. And he betrayed Thor, which is like the 900th time in the MCU. Then we go to this portal opening, not on Earth, I believe, on this new planet that we saw in the beginning of the trailer. And finally, we see this big guy come through, and it's Thanos. Amazing. He looks different because he's not wearing his helmet. I believe he gets his helmet in the next movie, or probably at the end of this movie. So he looks great, he looks very large, and that's an intimidating villain. Then we go and we see on that circle spaceship portal thing, we finally get the reveal, and Peter Parker uses the Iron Spider suit. It looks pretty cool. The eyes glow up, and the sign is much bigger, and it's probably made out of strong material. So it's resistant, and it's got probably more features than the original suit. For Spider-Man, I do not know where they're going to pick him up, because in Spider-Man Homecoming, Aunt May actually catches Peter changing into the Spider-Man costume. So if she lets him out to do this, or she still never finds out, I do not know where they're going to pick it up from. Then we go to this circle type spaceship thing, which is not the original one that we saw Peter Parker looking at. This is actually a different thing, and Thor is actually trying to hold it together to prevent an explosion of some sort. Then we see back to Wakanda, we finally get the reveal of T'Challa. He's got a new beard underneath, that's great. I mean, no difference in his looks actually. And he says this to his warriors: close the gates of the city and get this man a shield. And when he says that, we get the reveal of Captain America. He does not have his star on his costume. He has grown a beard, long hair, which means he's in hiding. But that's great, we know that Cap is in this movie. Then we finally get to see the finished Hulkbuster, which Mark Ruffalo was trying to help build at the beginning. It looks pretty cool. I do not know if it's the same from Avengers Age of Ultron, but it's still pretty cool. It'll play a big part to help stop Thanos in this movie. Oh, this is still in front of Wakanda now. Then we see Black Panther and Captain America actually fighting these type of creatures. In this picture you can see Black Panther's suit. I do not know, as I said, if it's the one from Black Panther or it's the one from Civil War. But these creatures come from like these spear-shaped pods that crash down into Earth. Then we see the Black Order trying to take out the Mind Stone from Vision. Now I know these shots like skip from place to place, but this proves that the Avengers aren't whole yet. So they are split up into groups. Like we have Tony Stark, Spider-Man, Wong, and Hulk in a certain place, like at the city in a certain place. We also have Captain America in Wakanda. Then Vision and Scarlet Witch are together, and we don't know where's the Guardians of the Galaxy. Then I knew this was going to happen, guys. If Vision dies, I do not really want him to die in this movie as of yet, because if he dies in the second one, that's fine. I mean, in this movie, he's a very big character and a very powerful one to help stop Thanos. Then we go to Thanos, and he's already showing his Infinity Gauntlet. He has got 2 stones already, which I believe is the Space Stone, which is the blue one, which he got from the Tesseract, and the pink one is the Reality Stone, which we saw, I think, either in Thor the Dark World or Avengers Age of Ultron, when Thor had those visions. Then we see Iron Man's new suit. This is incredible. I do not know whether it's the suit that actually comes out from him, if you guys know what I'm talking about in the comic books, but it's a more sleeker suit. Then we see the Wakandan army with Black Panther leading them, and in the corner, guys, you can see Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, next to Captain America, which means he woke up and he's no longer controlled by, I believe, Hydra. So all that stuff in his head was taken out, so he's back and he's ready to fight. Then this is the main shot that I love. You can see the armies led by Captain America, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch. No, not Scarlet Witch actually. Sorry guys. Black Widow, the Winter Soldier, and Hulk. And in the left corner, you can see War Machine, which means he's recovered from his injury. And in the right, we see Falcon, and that's pretty cool. Then in the middle of the shot, you can see Captain America doesn't have a shield, but he does have a Wakanda armor on. So that's different. I want to see how he fights, so I'm really psyched for this movie. Then we get Thor. Okay, so the Avengers logo does show up between these 2 scenes, but I'll show you guys that afterwards. Then we get Thor. He has an eye patch, probably from a battle, or he's injured, or maybe from Thor Ragnarok. I do not know. He turns around and he looks at someone, or some people, a group of people, and he asks, "Who are you guys?" And then we see the final shot. It is the Guardians of the Galaxy. So Groot is grown a bit bigger, Rocket, Mantis, Gamora, and Drax are there. Star-Lord has a new mustache. That's a great look for him. It's actually quite funny. And then we have the main logo. Infinity War this time, so it's not like the poster we saw at the beginning. So this is pretty cool. It's the golden logo. I like this. It's pretty bold. It shows how all the characters from the MCU are coming together. Now, what really is wrong for this trailer? They didn't show many people, which is really cool because they maybe want to show or reveal more characters in the second and third trailer. But I really wanted to see Nick Fury, Agent 13, Maria Hill, Hawkeye as Ronan, Ned Leeds could actually help Peter Parker actually, Pepper Potts, Jane Foster, I think for Doctor Strange it's Dr. Palmer, Ant-Man, Wasp, and Hank Pym. These people were not featured in the trailer. Maybe they're going to be featured, but I believe Ant-Man and Wasp and Hank Pym will help the Avengers because Ant-Man and the Wasp is between Infinity War 1 and probably Avengers 4. Now, what could happen is that Ant-Man and the Wasp could be directly after Ant-Man, like how they did Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is directly after Guardians of the Galaxy 1. But I hope it is between the Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. The timeline. Okay, guys, so that is it. If you liked my video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the Force of Gaming 2233. Oh yeah, and Marvel fans, this is gonna be freaking cool.